Good evening, folks. This is Encounters, the UFO TV talk show right here, the number one talk show on social media. And I'm Commander Alion, your host here tonight. And this is another great edition coming up this evening of Encounters, the UFO TV talk show. Let me just do this here. We're sharing our live. And we're going to make sure other people are aware that we're on here. So we're just doing a little bit of sharing here. I will look at the screen in a minute. Let's see. All right. So good evening, everybody. Good evening, Blondie. Let's see, who am I missing here? Hello there, Louise, Carrie R. Thanks for coming in. Daily Vibe with My Soul Tribe. Welcome. Let's see here. All the people coming in here. Michelle, good evening. Let's see. Eric Whipple, good evening. Golden Spirit, thanks for the roses. We love our community of people on our show, sharing, and also Brown Eyes, welcome all the people gifting us early on. That's really great. Knowledge, thanks for sharing. Terry, everybody coming in here. And this is the late night show for Sunday night on Encounters. Good evening, Meteor. I think it's, Mediator. What am I saying here? Eric, thank you for the follow. Thank you for coming in, everybody who's coming in. And I'm sure we'll have new people finding our show. Mary, thank you for the likes. Good evening, Frank. Everybody coming in, good evening, Mary. And I'm your host of the morning show on WESU every Sunday, the Cosmic Eye Ashtar Command radio show. Junior, welcome. Kim Hayes, welcome to the show. All the people coming in here. Michelle, thank you. Connie, welcome. Within, hey guys, I just posted a video of a sighting I just had. Check it out. Within, we might want to have you talk about it. You only have 42 followers, so everybody follow Within so we can get them up there to at least 200. If we can get up to 200, they can come on live on my show, at least with audio. So everybody follow Within, and I'm sure they have an interesting story to tell. And so Jennifer, welcome. We definitely want to get you up Within. My audience will get you boosted up. If we can get up to 200 between now and Monday night or Tuesday, we'll get you on here. Everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Commander Alion, your host of the show. I'm also a starseed. I come from Mars originally, and I'm here with the Ashtar Galactic Command. I came here with the Ashtar Command on mission to Earth before there was even a thing called the Internet. I haven't found your YouTube channel. Liz, it's Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Type in Ashtar Command Spaceship News, and you'll see all the encounter shows are posted on there. So if you miss a show one night, it'll be posted on there. You can watch all the shows. Chesno, good to see you. Good to have you with us. Hey, Pete Star TV, good to have you with us. And everyone coming in here, thank you, Chesno, for the gifts of the earth. We really, my perfect perfection. Thank you for following. Let's see who else is coming in here. My cat's laying here, just hanging out. Golden Spirit, good to have you with us. Everyone coming in here, please share and like. Please share with anybody you know that might be interested in a real cosmic UFO type TV show here. Late night on TikTok. Number one show, Sonic, good to have you with us. Number one show, Pope, welcome to the show. Number one show on social media. Vitamin K, welcome to the show. Vitamin K. Everybody coming in here. I'm just going to see all the new names. We're just getting started. Nobody's missed anything. No one's missed a thing, actually. And we will, Connie S. Vibe, welcome. Larry, good to see you. Everybody, Marinette, one of my moderators, and Chesno is one of my moderators here. Killer Kelsey, good to have you with us. Champagne, welcome to the show. Larry, thanks for joining us. And we're seeing some names here that might be new, might not be. And the more people that find out about our TV show, the better. So that's a good thing. Yeah, we did. I did post it on here. No, I didn't. Maybe I did. I did post it here. If you go on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News page, I posted the picture that one of the members of our group took last night, and you're going to see a beam of light that either was going up into the sky or coming down from the sky. It was pretty impressive. We didn't see anything with our own eyes, but this picture she took, she was just trying to take a picture of a little bit of the moon coming out from the cloudiness. But if you take a look at the video at some point, it's not a video, it's a photo. I narrate what people are seeing on the picture, and it's right. I put that up there today. It's under Ashtar Command Spaceship News. You'll see the beam of light on the picture, and it's all from the photograph this young woman took at our thing. She was trying to take a picture. She didn't expect anything out of it. She showed me the picture, and there was this beam of light that came either going up or going straight down from the sky. It was pretty amazing. We didn't see it with our eyes, but it was in the photo, so it was cloaked. Yeah, it is. If people see it, it is amazing. So we did have activity. The other activity last night we had that we all saw together was a circle in the center of us, above us in the clouds. There was a circular, perfect circle. Like I've seen these before, these circular things on video in different countries. And we had this distinct impression it was partially cloaked spaceship above all three of us in this field. We were looking straight up above us. It was right there. We didn't get to record it or anything, but it was there. And that was there for a few minutes. Then it disappeared, within the clouds. And then we had the beam that this woman took in the picture, and you'll see that on my main page. Penny, thank you for the heart. Yeah, like it was like a circular, just a real circular, perfect circle. Not really so much a donut shape. It was just circular, and it was definitely trying to show itself a little bit. And we did get to see it, but we didn't get to record it. People are just going to have to take my word for this, hopefully. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Crazy Heart, thank you for the heart. Crazy Reality, thank you for the heart. Hey, Galactic, welcome to our show. Hey, Galactic, that's a good name. I like that. So if you say hello, if you see Hey, Galactic, say, hey, Galactic. And Carrie, Roger Williams, thanks for joining us. Michelle, thanks for the gifts, for definitely for the Earth. We appreciate everyone. Darlene, thanks for coming in. Everyone out here, all the new people, you're going to make this your pleasant place to be on TikTok. This is the #1 UFO spiritual talk show on social media. I'm working on getting an interview together. Hopefully, I won't say too much yet about it. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for all those Earths. I'm trying to get this person, and I'm seeing if they have TikTok. If you remember General Eisenhower, who used to be a big name in our history, General Eisenhower, he has a daughter, a great-granddaughter, and we're trying to get her on our show, either on the radio show or if she has TikTok. I don't know yet. But if she does, we're going to try to get this person who's the great-granddaughter of Eisenhower to come on my radio show or on TikTok. We'll find out. I still don't know if she has TikTok yet, but she's written books and she's an incredible person. Laura Eisenhower, yes. I want to get her on the show. She just messaged me earlier today, and it's the first time we've really communicated. So I'm waiting to hear back from her, hopefully this week. Yeah, we'd like to get her on here. Either both the radio and or TikTok. Yeah, so we want to get her on here. I think I'll give her a more different kind of interview. I don't watch any of the interviews she's been on, which is probably good. I want to keep my questioning of her pure. I'll do some bioinformation background. I have things, so I'll know what I'm talking about, obviously, but I'm going to take things from different angles with her if she comes on. So we are working on that. We'll see what goes. We're hoping and praying that we can get that set up. And right now you're watching Encounters, the late night UFO talk show for Sunday night. And we're also totally hooked up with apple cider. We got a whole gallon of it today. And as you get to know the show, if you're new, I always drink apple cider. Mr. Extraordinary, I like that. That's a great name. Sarah Davis, thanks for the likes. Everyone liking the show, please share. If you're not following the show, please also follow us if you're not following us. Definitely do that for sure. Donald Malley, welcome to our show, Donald. Good to have everybody with us here, all the new people coming in. We love new people. If you're scanning TikTok, you found the right place to be. Definitely the right place to be is on Encounters. Jess, welcome to the show. I'm drinking my apple cider all day, every day. I'm addicted. Yeah, I have an addiction to apple cider. And actually, did she say Eisenhower's contact? Donald, I really only communicated with her briefly today. She posted something on Facebook. I'm on Facebook with a lot of my Ashtar stuff for years, and she posted back to me. So we're going to see if I could get something together. Right now, everything is not even set yet, but we're hoping to have something set with her. I think she'd be an extraordinary guest, and I'm hoping to get to ask her a lot of questions. I love getting people on like that to ask questions. It's in the book. I don't recall the name of the book, but our profile on Facebook, she has the name of her book there. She's done a lot of stuff on the disclosure area too, and I'm very interested in communicating with her. So we'll see what happens, folks. And again, our show is about talking about UFOs, ET visitation, and of course, disclosure. So as you come in here and you say, I have a story to tell. Oh, I was visited by space people recently, or I had an encounter with a space being somewhere or in my house. That's the kind of things we do here. We, as a contactee in the 60s, I've been a contactee from the early 60s when I had my first encounter with space people who were human just like I am. The only difference is they were wearing space outfits that were kind of a light blue, I say glittery, and they were looking right at me through their ship in the windows of their ship. And so I can understand people when they talk about having an encounter, a contact, a visitation, because I'm a contactee. I'm not just somebody interested in the bandwagon of doing a show on UFOs. I have a very strong background in the field. I've had many sightings since the 60s. I'm part of our C5 group, Ashtar Command Contact Group in Connecticut. So I have all the things necessary to do this show and really respect and honor every single interview that I have here. I have been doing that ever since. And we've had some great interviews here. So if you're not sure whether to come on live and share your story, I guarantee you'll be honored here. You'll be respected here by a talk show host that's been on radio, still doing radio on NPR Pacifica Radio for 20 years. Who has come out of the closet many years ago from Mars. That's my original planet. And I'm here on Mission Earth. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command or Ashtar Command. You might have heard about it on the internet. But before there was an internet, I've been working with them pretty much into my adult life when I realized who they were. So you got the whole cosmic book right here. Your talk show host, Commander Alian. Welcome to the show, everybody. Angel Eyes, welcome. Dizzy Lizzie, welcome. Charles Moore. We're going to have to invite more people here. We're getting amped up here. We're just getting started. So we're going to invite some more folks here to the show. It's just too bad TikTok doesn't invite everybody here. So I have to end up doing it. I could go backwards, but I'm going to go forwards here. And we're going to invite everybody on my list, which is a lot of people. So if you're not getting an invite for some reason, I'm just making sure TikTok sends you an invite to the show. And we're going to make sure that happens right now. And I just did about 15 shares or 10 shares right now. Thank you for coming in here, folks. Thank you for inviting your friends and everyone. Hope, love. Hopi, love. Thank you for the heart. We appreciate all the beautiful gifts that everybody gives us. And no one's missing anything. So if you're just getting in here, have a cup of tea or cider and enjoy the show, because we're going to hopefully interview some people tonight. We want to make sure. I'm in the C levels now, so I'm trying to invite all the C's, and we will get there. So we're trying to invite all the sea people here. And Ken, welcome to the show. Ken, welcome everybody coming in here. I'm just inviting some more people, so relax. There's nowhere to go. There's no rush. If you feel you're in a rush, sit down and relax a little bit, chill out a little bit. We're trying to get to everybody I can think of here. And we are sharing some more with more people. I got to go all the way to the U's here, and I'm not there yet. So certainly relax, have a drink, something non-alcoholic, supposedly. If you're cold, have a cup of tea or coffee. So we're getting up there. We're going to invite some more people. Judy Jordan, welcome to the show. Techno Daddy. Cal Susie Q, good to see you. Let's see. Never had an encounter, but I've seen one ship and one ball shape about 15 years ago. Interesting knowledge. And you never forget knowledge, what you've seen. You remember. I'm going to follow you back, and knowledge, we might even have you on the show. You have over 200 followers if you want to come on. Susan Elizabeth, hello, good evening. I got to invite a whole bunch more people, folks. The commander doesn't want to leave anybody out. I'm not that kind of a host. I don't leave anybody out of the show here. But I have to do it at 15 at a time, which is kind of crazy. You got to do 15 at a time. So we're going to keep getting there. And we're almost there. Hey, thank you for the heart, Chesno. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Carrie R. We try to be the best. I'm a bit shy about talking about it. Well, knowledge, if you talk about it, I can guarantee you, Susan, thank you for the roses. You're new to this particular type of show. I'm a contactee. So I've been in contact with space people initially when I was a kid. I've come out of the closet about me being from Mars originally. I am human, but I'm from Mars. I'm fully awakened and fully conscious. So you're talking to a really good host that will honor your story. We're not going to make jokes of it or laugh at you. So don't be shy. It's okay to be shy. That's just a natural trait of people. But think about it for a few minutes. Alfred, good. Welcome to have you on the show. We'd love to hear your story. I know everybody would like to hear your story. I respect everybody when I have them on here. And anyone who's been on my show as an interview knows that I do that, and I do it quite well. Denise Best, welcome. Thank you for the roses. Thank you, Chesno. You can be definitely shy, but when you come on here, we have great moderators. If we have any trolls on here, we kick them right out. This TV program, we don't let any trolls or people that are coming in here to mess things up stay here. We get rid of them. We do a serious show here, and we're really serious about making sure people are heard who are starseed contactees, even if they have an abduction, whatever. We're here to acknowledge everybody here. My goal is to have disclosure worldwide, and the way to do that on the talk show is for people to tell their stories. And when you tell your stories, you are part of what is called disclosure. If you keep it concealed, that's not healthy. It's not healthy to hold on to that. Once you share it with a group of people that will listen to you, that's the most healthiest thing you can do. And my co-host is coming out of the rabbit hole. And welcome, James, who's my co-host and really close friend on here. And he comes from the planet Rabbit. So we want to welcome James out of the rabbit hole. Good evening.
Hey everybody, I'm wrapping up things in the rabbit hole, but I wanted to come on live, and I'm going to mute my mic for a few minutes, but I am here with you.
Yes, he is. And he doesn't really look like a rabbit, although some people think he is. When you see him, he is actually a rabbit in human form. That's the form he takes on this planet. So, all kidding aside, he is really a human being. But more than that, he is a cosmic being of light. And, I got him on here live a long time ago. And here he is in human form. My good friend, James. Glad to have him with us. And he'll be back. He's doing some stuff in the rabbit hole. He's the co-host of the show. And so we'll make sure everyone gets in here. Please share and like. I'm all about inclusiveness on this show. We don't get into crazy things here. We don't beat each other over the head about whether the earth is metal or not metal, or whether it's a sponge, or we don't get into that. We leave all those other TikTokers who have fights over God and all this other stuff in their own world. And we're just simply a real talk show. There's not many talk shows on TikTok. There are a few. There's a People's Talk Show who I've been on a long time ago. And then there's this talk show, which is related to spiritual UFO encounters, contactee experiences, and disclosure. JJC3, hello, good to see you. Always. So we like to have everybody in here. Those who are coming in and disappearing, I see the numbers go up and down. Give yourself the chance to hang out here. UFO, welcome to the show. We're going to invite some more people. No one's missing anything here. With the commander, you will not miss anything, guaranteed. I'm going to go and invite some more people. So I want everyone to invite anyone you think is physically awake who doesn't know about the show. Bring them in here. We want to invite them all in here. This is the kind of host I am, We need to invite everyone who needs to know the truth about the cover-ups that have been going on for over 70 years on this planet. And they have been. So we're inviting another 15 more people. We'll do another 15. I just want to say good evening to all the people coming in here. If I'm not looking at you at the moment, I'm trying to invite more people to the show, and we are. We're just randomly inviting people to the show that I believe are not sleeping. And we'll invite 15 more. We're going to amp it up here, folks. It takes a lot of work to invite 15 people. They don't make it easy. TikTok should have one button you press, and if you have 300 people in your friends list, everybody gets the information. But they don't do it that way. So if you have a story to tell, please do. Just a little bit about myself for new people coming in here. I've been on mission to Earth to bust the matrix on this planet. Before coming to Earth, I was involved in intergalactic communications off planet with the Ashtar Command. Now you say to yourself, how do you communicate off planet? Well, we don't use radios. As you would know, radios or communications like that. A lot of the communications is telepathic. There are systems for frequency communications in space that are used, but it's way more advanced and different than your physical technology on Earth. So when I came here, I said, wow, there's media here. There's what you call radios and internet and all this other stuff later on. And I used the social media. I used the Facebook, the YouTube, my radio show, to bust the matrix. So that is my intergalactic apparatus of communications. I look at this as an intergalactic tool. So I'm here. I have no qualms about saying I'm with the Ashtar Galactic Command. I'm very honored to say that, to be a part of that, to have been awakened at a young age, and later on found a name for what I was a part of, which was the Ashtar Galactic Command. If you're not familiar with what it is, ask me a question. I will give you a straight answer. Absolutely. So the Ashtar Command, just for those that don't know, is the galactic spiritual levels, the highest levels of light of many planetary worlds. And they are representing the foundations for peace. for peace throughout the universe. They've been to other planetary systems through eons of time that have been through cosmic and changes within their own planets, and they are now here to participate in what's going to happen on Earth. They've been here watching Earth for a long time. The planet's billions of years old, and there's things that are going to happen now, and you're going to hear all kinds of crazy things being stated on YouTube and even on TikTok about changes by people that have an agenda, not necessarily for the positive way.
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
James, you're getting a feedback from me. That's the first time he had that happen on this microphone. Not sure what's doing that, but it really is important to understand. You're still getting feedback. I know what's going on with your phone. That's crazy, man. He'll figure it out. I don't know what's causing that to happen.
How about that?
Okay, you there?
Is that better?
Yeah, you still have a little bit of like a electrical hum.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
You have like an electrical hum going on. Never I've seen you have that before. That's really strange. So the command is representing the vast changes that are going to happen on Earth, that are actually continually expanding to happen. This show, although it is a UFO spiritual talk show, because of my background, I will sometimes bring in a discussion about Ashtar Command, because people need to know there is another side to the coin. It's not all the doom and gloom garbage that's on the internet. There's another side to the coin, which is that the planet is going into an ascension process. Now, what is an ascension process to the Earth? All these sightings that are happening all over the world. People are recording. People saying, why are we seeing so many things? They'll say on TikTok, why are people putting on TikTok so many UFO sightings or videos? Because they're happening. Because people are seeing things that they've never seen before. Because the veils have been lifted. When I say the veil has been lifted, I mean the veil of a curtain has been lifted. You're going to see a whole lot of things you haven't seen before in the skies above you. And we're not talking about reverse technology, the things that our government, secret government has used in terms of reverse technology from ET craft they shot down with scalar beams or whatever. We're talking about non-terrestrial spaceships with people on board that are actually coming to Earth. They've been coming to Earth for billions of years. It's not new. There have been different time frames in the billions of years of our Earth history where there has been contact directly with star people. Now it is our turn in this modern age to have contact with star people, and that's what we're going to see happen now. We're going to see this great expansion of consciousness awakening in everybody. And we call it the waves of consciousness, right? So these waves of consciousness are in you. Those waves will hit your brain and you'll be like, what's going on here? And then you're waking up. You're realizing that you've been lied to for over 70 years. Some of you weren't alive 70 years ago or even probably 25 or 30 years ago, but it doesn't matter. You're here now, right? You're here to experience exactly what's going to happen now, the changes that are going to happen now, the cosmic realities that are going to happen now. I'm always interviewing people. It's like, okay, should I interview myself? But little by little, I share things with you. But in truth, you really need to know everything. You really need to know what's going on. And a lot is going down. The thing is to be prepared for it when it happens, to be ready for it, to be still, to be at peace. And if you can do all those things together, you'll be ready for it. You'll be ready for the things that are going to occur on this planet. And that's why it's so important to realize when you see something that is non-terrestrial or you think is, you have this great sighting of a orb or a spaceship or something, that when you stand and see it, Ask the question. Use your consciousness. You can actually communicate with these space beings on board those ships, whether it's a big orb, a fireball, whether it's a saucer-shaped ship, whatever it is. Every one of you can learn to do this. And there's one thing more I can teach here on my show is to be telepathic. Everyone has the latent ability of telepathy. Not everybody uses it. Most people don't. But if you're able to hone in on your own abilities, called telepathy, and you see a ship hovering by you, and you're feeling pretty decent about it, you don't feel fear, negativity, radiation, and all that stuff, but you feel a positive thing, and it's just sitting there in the sky, and you're right there standing there. Go within yourself. Ask them, who are you? Where are you from? And would you believe it? You're going to hear them speak to you in your consciousness, and they're going to talk to you. And that's called telepathy. And you'll be able to do that. Did you see something? Yes, Betsy, we did. It was actually, it wasn't recorded. One of our people took a photo, and I was watching the TikTok viewers on encounters last night and also looking at the sky. It was overcast. And in the picture, which I posted on Astro Command Spaceship News here on my profile page, you'll see what we saw last night. It was on a photo. It was cloaked. We couldn't see it with our human eyes. You'll see a beam of light, a really defined beam, either going up or coming down as the person was taking a picture within the clouds of a little bit of the moon. And instead of just getting the moon, they got a beam of light that was right perfectly centered in the photo. It was pretty amazing. That's on my main page. So we did have something happen last night. Visually at the beginning, I will share at our C5 last night, we saw a circle in the clouds, sort of a very perfect circle right above us, actually in the field and in the sky. And that lasted for a few minutes and then it faded out. But it wasn't a normal cloud. It was definitely a cloaked ship. And then later on, when the person took the picture and they thought they were only taking a picture of the little bit of the moon, it ended up showing a beam coming down or up in the sky. It was pretty amazing. So we did have two very important things occur last night. Have you read the book UFO or of God by Chris Bledsoe? No, I have not read the book. I don't read many books. The only books I have are from the contactees of the 50s and 60s who wrote journals about their going on ships. Those books I was fascinated by because those are real stories of their encounters. So I've not read his book or his information. So I guess I'll have to check that out. Was it a good book? Hey, Nefax, good to see you with us. Welcome to the show. So I don't read many books except for the old contactee books if I can find them. I'm always interested in the contactee experience stories. Those to me are very important because it's a context of where we are now in 2023 going into 2024. I am Heather. Thank you. Thank you for the love and light. We appreciate that so much. And I am Mimi. Welcome. I think we have a guest that wants to come on here. Oh, down the rabbit hole. But he's already on here. How'd that happen? Showtime. How did that happen? Whoa. What happened to me? Some really crazy stuff here. Wait a minute. This is really weird. Give me a second, folks. I'm trying to.
I'm about to
How did I?
leave.
This is really
Hello,
strange.
hello, hello.
Hey, James, you're sounding good now. Now I'm small. What happened to me?
I don't know, but what is this timer by my head?
I
There's a
don't know.
timer. What did
The
you
show
do?
name. I'm not going to end the show. I pressed the wrong button here. Hold on a minute. Is there a way out of this?
Is there
There's
a
no
way
time.
out of this?
If it decides how long guests will perform, I don't want them to perform for 5 minutes.
I will perform. I will perform for 5 minutes. So
Let me get
I'm
out of
I've
this
been
thing.
I've
I'm
been in the
going
rabbit
to.
hole.
I just pressed the wrong button here. Let me.
Oh, everybody's just saying you just set a timer.
I want
It's
to
to
deset the
give
timer.
somebody the floor. So I'm
Okay.
taking the floor.
Well, you're gonna take the floor, and then we'll just let it
You
go.
figure that out.
I didn't know what I was doing there for a minute, man. I pressed this thing. It says show. I meant to press something else. Oh,
So
man.
I'm in the rabbit hole. We just got done recording episode 1, season 2 premiere of our podcast.
Yeah.
So it will be live tonight, and I'm
Yeah.
sitting here with my co-host Andrea.
Hello.
Hey, Andrea. How are you?
How are you?
Good to have you with us. We also have Shy on here too.
Oh my
Thank you.
gosh, this is exciting. My co-host has never heard Shy talk before, so this is exciting.
Yeah. So I see the counter on this thing with this host thing with the show. You're going to be at 2 minutes and 29 8 seconds or
This
whatever. Whatever
this
happens,
is
just go
Mission
keep pressing
Impossible.
it, and then I'll put you back on the normal live. I don't know why the
Everybody's
computer.
saying hi to Andrea.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Andrea. Welcome to the #1 UFO talk show on social media and major media. You're watching Encounters with James and Commander Leon. And now you're with us here too, so welcome.
Yes, she is my co-host on the podcast.
I jump in on occasion and listen into some of the topics you guys have.
Yeah, she
Oh,
watches
good,
the show sometimes,
good.
but she's
I'm glad
never
to have
heard
you on the
Shy
#1
before.
talk show here. Yeah.
Thank
Uh,
you,
thank
Captain.
all the roses. Thank you. Those roses are being sent to Shy. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. You're getting a lot of roses, Shy.
Yeah, we got to get her on here. Forget me. Put her on. Is it going to let her mic come on while mine is the
Yeah.
timer's going off?
Well, after we get down to 0, it'll go back to normal. So, yeah, once you're at 0, I think I get back to normal. I'm going to try not to press that button again for show. I don't want to set timers on people speaking.
Ooh, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys my new Zen tumbler. Look at that.
Hey, that's really good.
Yeah,
Very, very good. Welcome to Encounters, everybody. My co-host James. He's got a microphone.
I'm not using it.
I know he's not.
I use that for the show.
For the podcast, yeah. That's what those
Yeah,
mics are for. So you're at 41 seconds till we go back to normal.
41 seconds till we get to hear Shy. She got a new picture
Yeah.
on
Isn't it
there. I
cool?
can't. Is that who is that? I can't wait to see. Shy, tell us in the
Well,
chat
no,
who
actually,
that
remember you
is.
said you thought that I'm Shy was a man?
I
Remember?
told you.
Yeah,
I
that's I'm
told
Shy right
you.
there.
The next voice is gonna be, "Hi, this is Shy, and I'm
This is
here with disclosure."
and this is General so and so with the Pentagon.
Right.
And
Really,
Shy knows I'm kidding. You know, it's a good picture though, right? It is. Oh, there now she changed the pitch. Oh, she's not. She disappeared. Oh no,
Hello.
she's here. Hey, I'm Shy. Good evening. How you doing?
How are y'all doing? This is Vice Admiral Frank Whitworth. He's our director.
Oh, he
For
is. Okay. I'm going to give you the floor here. I think I'm back to normal. So yeah, but this is really weird. I got to get out of this thing for a minute. Hold on, folks. We're gonna try to zip out of here and go on pause and see if I can break that thing here. Hold on a minute. What am I doing? I'm gonna do this. I swear this is kind of crazy. I'm gonna pause the live. Okay, hold on a second, folks. Sorry about that. It's not what I thought it was going to be here. Pause the live. Okay, couldn't pause the live. Why can't you? So now TikTok will not let me pause my show. This is really good. I might have to re-sign on, folks. What I'm going to do is sign off and sign on. So I'm going to sign off now and sign back on. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to let it go. I'm going to just go here and try to take this thing off. and see if I can change it. We're going to put it, it's not letting me change the timing here. Allow microphone control. Guests can turn on the microphone at any time during the show. Okay. I'm playing around with the settings here, but I'm shy. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just telling you who my profile picture was. He's our director. I actually I don't know if I should. It's fine, I guess. I met with Okay, so just for a little context, David Grush was in charge of a program I was under. So if you know who he is. And so I met with him over the weekend in New Mexico. I was going for a test look at the new ion propulsion that we're using in our satellites.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to talk to him, and it was super cool. But I've talked to him about 20 times already, because he was in charge of a UAP task force in the NGA. And, he told me about some of the new whistleblowers, some of the evidence they provided, some programs in operation right now that are SAPs. So, even some more black sites, which I kind of already knew about, but I just thought it was pretty interesting nonetheless. I was just joining to see what was going on. Yeah, I've been traveling, traveling a lot. I've had a little bit to drink because it's going to be my day off tomorrow, but,
Oh, yeah. No, I don't blame you there.
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot. I went down to Ohio to a base that I'm not going to name. I'm sure you can put the pieces down together. I was helping with chemical propulsion. So,
propulsion?
Well, we've been, for our satellites, we've been testing the best ways to deorbit them, whether that be chemical or ion propulsion, which we kind of decided on ion. Because you need, other resources like CNOD and other chemicals to actually, provide efficient use of that. So, and you have to use that in order to make sure your orbital arrays lined up, or you have a ton of issues, like your GPS won't work, everything. So.
Interesting. Very interesting. So you've been traveling a lot. I'm shy as our DOD contact, a whistleblower here on the show, and we've become very good friends over the last few months with her. And she's done tremendous work on trying to get the truth out. And also in your new position, we wanted to give you time to settle in. I know you've been traveling a lot, so obviously a lot of stuff has been happening, it seems, with people's. We just did a C5 on Shy in Connecticut at an apple orchard. And when you're done with the show, check out my main page. The person took a picture of it was cloudy, overcast, and took a picture of the moon kind of coming out through the clouds. It was definitely overcast, and it was night. I don't remember what time she took the picture. I wasn't paying attention. She was trying to take a picture. But when you see this, I want to get your analysis of the photo, because I thought it was just incredible. It was a beam that was coming either up from the Earth or going down below the moon. And the moon was just a perimeter to look at, but the beam was below the moon in her picture, and it was just straight out different. I'll be happy to get your views on that later. But yeah, so we had some really interesting things happen that we didn't think we were going to have happen at all. We didn't have any sightings of anything. It was just that, and also I'm back to end of show. I'm not. What's going on here? Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm back to normal. I'm not touching anything. So, yeah, I wanted to get your analysis of that. And also, we had a sighting of a circular translucent type craft. We knew it was right above us in this field in Apple Orchard, and it lasted for about 5 minutes, and then it just faded out, and the clouds were just there, the regular clouds. And I've seen video footage of things like this over the last few years, but I've never seen it above us, and I thought that was interesting. So those two things were things that happened on our end of it that I wanted to share with you, because you share so much with us. I wanted to share latest information we have with our CE5 group. But tell us what's going on in your travels. Anything new with sightings, reports, or anything that you can say on the inside?
Oh yeah. So I viewed a remote viewing live and an astral projection. So there's a project, and it's called Blue Coffin or something. I wasn't familiar with the documentation, but that's what I heard around. And it's the study of astral projection, consciousness experience, and its implications in contact and with remote viewing and stuff. And it was super cool. So they had this like cylinder. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You know, I've heard the term before by quantum information system scientists, which is just quantum physics. You know, like we use quantum sensors, quantum radar, stuff like that all the time. And so it was like the cylinder in this pitch black room, and the cylinder, that's what's known as a Kozyrev mirror. And he had gone in it, and I got to watch his neural like his neural network live time. I got to see his blood pressure, his heart rate. It was super cool. And you know, the guy he was a neurologist. He was showing me like what everything meant, and you know, like I've already gotten descriptions of the feeling of dread or whatever, but he showed me like the actual neural networks that had activated to show like that impending, you know, dread that we've been talking about. And it was just a super cool experience because, you know, they were doing the experiment in the facility I had gone to, which it was in Ohio. And you know, they had done this card thing, and they had written some words in the card. And you know, I've heard about this experiment being done before, but it was just super cool because, you know, this facility was huge. Like one of the data rooms, like where they store everything, that's like a data center. It was like 4,000 square feet. And
that's
just
crazy.
rack on rack of like just servers and everything. I don't even, you know, the technician was trying to describe it to me, and I'm just like, I'm trying to follow along.
Right,
but
you're
it's
like,
kind of hard.
What are you talking about?
It was, the facilities are just like next level. I mean, I saw something called AQS. That was the acronym. I don't know what it stands for, but I can tell you what it was. It was like this cargo transport system that they're working on for Space Force. And I got a briefing of it prior when I was at an NGA meeting for DNC issues, which is Do Not Concern. And, you know, DARPA had funded, someone said it in the chat, actually, that's funny. Yeah, so DARPA had actually sent in an idea for cargo transport to space side things. Like, so if we have something in space, they want to be able to you know, move it efficiently. And so they had showed me this thing. It was like this box, and they attached it to a cargo container, which I couldn't tell you an exact weight, but it was, you know, probably a ton. And it had just floated. I mean,
like we say floated, it was like levitating?
Levitating, yeah.
I
actually saw somebody go under it because there was like this LED on the box, and it was like, it had like this cable running up to the top of it, and there were two like nodes almost. And these boxes had like LEDs, and they started flashing red, and the technician had, you would never find me under it, but he was under this like 1-ton cargo container, and I'm just like, okay.
Oh my God.
I mean,
he was standing under the container?
Well, it was no more than 2 feet off the ground or 3 feet
Oh
off
my
the
God.
ground. So he had crawled under it. I'm like, you know those things you put in the cars? It's like that. And I was just like, you know, my mouth was wide open the entire time because, you know, I'm sitting here watching this cargo container getting spun in like 360 and go 10 feet in the air. And there was like this whole command line operating. It was like 5 or 6 people, so it was super cool. And they told me that they could reach geosynchronous orbit with it. Right now, it's not fully functional, but you know, it's functional enough. And it was just amazing.
That sounds wicked cool. You know, I wouldn't put myself under it. You know, I would watch it, but I don't think I'd do. You know, I think you were smart not to do that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not going under that thing.
No, you're too smart for that.
I even saw some test craft they were working on. They had started working on this new X-37. Are you familiar with what that is?
No. What is an X-37?
It's a space plane. So like think of like like a cargo plane. It goes in geosynchronous altitude. It can go higher if it needs to. But think of like the conditions of like the ISS. Like it mirrors that, but it's functional. It can go out of orbit, but they don't really do that. And I actually saw the exact schematics for it. It was just super cool stuff. And like, again, I don't understand any of the concepts. They were telling me like electromagnetic technology and like liquid mercury, which they use for the TR-3B. But even they showed me the variation of the which I don't know if this is. I'll probably wait to say something. It was just a very cool out of orbit
This let's say the out of orbit thing, you might as well go for it. You know this show and us enough to know that. But so this out of orbit thing, like you mentioned the story about the air pilot in the ship that went was about 25 minutes round trip, you know, all the way out towards Jupiter and back to Earth. So is this are they using the same type of technology on these other things?
Yes, yeah. So they have a pretty fundamental basis on like how they're using things in terms of zero propulsion, and they implement not just zero zero propulsion technology. They implement typical like boosters as well. Like that you see on like a rocket. So it's like a multi-use thing, and so they had it's okay. I'll just say it. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's the Blackbird's predecessor. So. They have like a new model and it's like white or chrome more, and it's just seamless. It was the coolest craft I've ever seen, at least. And it was a seamless craft, like through and through.
Do you think are these craft going to be eventually used on missions to go out of the Earth's atmosphere to other areas? They are.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, I saw a establishment on the moon. Yeah, I didn't know they had this.
Oh, let me get into that. Now you just got my light bulb going crazy. Can you explain what you just said? An establishment on the moon?
So they have a base, like almost like not like a base, like an army base or an air force base, but like an establishment that is fully contained, oxygen supplied, and they even have their own satellite that acts as a gateway and can send supplies down. It's super cool. It's almost like it shoots it out with propulsion. You use a xenon hydrogen system, so there's like chemicals. So just chemicals. That's the best way to.
Yeah.
And it provides propulsionary use systems, and it shoots down out of orbit to the base. And I can even show you a picture, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to see a picture. Let's do it.
They showed me that it was leaked, and I was like, it was leaked before, and I was like, wow, because it was caught on.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we're going to disclose that information right here, brothers and sisters. Yeah, I'd like to see the picture.
I can send it to you right now. You want me to send it to your email?
Yeah, you send it to my email. I'll show it. I'll show it like tomorrow night or something. I'll put it on here.
Okay.
As well as one of my backgrounds so people can see it. So let's talk about this base on Earth. Now, people on the planet Earth, on all the social TV stations, CNN, NBC, whatever, I don't care what the networks are, they don't know anything about this. We're going to get into this a little bit. So there's a base on the moon, and it's not NASA. This is another level, correct?
No, not even. I don't know who operates it. I know they had assistants in constructing parts and terms of figuring out how they're going to enter that vacuum and oxygen supply, and they found a way to renewably do it. They use carbon. It's like this carbon machine. So like when you're breathing out, that's turned into oxygen. I don't know the system. I wish, I feel bad sometimes because I wish I could describe the systems better, but I'm doing the best.
That's okay. It's okay. So are there people from this department that do they have people on the moon right now at this base?
As far as I know, I think it's government issued people, and my best guess is the Space Force, that's my guess.
So in general, the Space Force people, they're living in this base, and they're on the moon with this base. Do we know what part of the moon the base is on?
I'll get back to you on that. I wouldn't be able to tell you in specific. I was told, but I'm going to be honest, I forgot.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, let's try to get information about that. So now we know for the first time that NASA never tells the truth. And now we know with Amshai, our friend and contact, that we have a base on the moon that's not related to NASA whatsoever, and that there are certain people in that base that came from Earth that are on the moon. Very interesting, huh?
And it's not just one. It's not just
there's
one.
There's more than one base?
There's 4 or 5, yeah.
Interesting.
And they're on the backside of the moon?
What'd you say?
They're on the backside of the moon?
I don't want to tell you for sure, but most likely. I mean, yeah, probably.
Because, I watch those guys that zoom in to the moon with their telescopes every night. Are they cloaked?
No. It's like a quadrant system. They're definitely not on the bright side of the moon. If that's no, absolutely not.
So
But
when
there's
we
a
do,
quadrant system, and so like there's multiple quadrants. There's like 8 quadrants that they'll classify in, and so they told me the names, but I forgot.
that's okay.
And so there's about 4 or 5 relay stations. One's unoccupied at the moment. It's under my knowledge that they're still working on it. They're pretty big. I think about no bigger than a huge data room, like at 2,000 square feet, but under that, yeah.
About the moon, I'm sorry. Is the moon? This is what I get from my contact, that the moon is actually an artificial structure. Is there any confirmation on that?
No, but there's some indication to say that it's hollow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, that's what I've been telling people.
They showed me this calculation, and in terms of our moon compared to how big a moon should be, like based on what we've studied, it's about 20% bigger. They even said there's this weird feeling that the people up there get, like how you feel when something's behind you and is watching you.
Yeah.
They said, like a popular description is they feel like the moon's watching them. Whatever that means, I don't know what that means, but like it's they said
that's kind of creepy.
I'm sorry. I'll share some disclosure information from my higher ups, which are not on Earth, which is Kedar Manka, and people can either accept it or not. That's fine. They told me straight out that the moon is an artificial structure, and that it was put there a long, long time ago. It was put there by non-terrestrials. It's not an actual like rock kind of moon, like a real natural moon. And that's probably why they're feeling that kind of way. There have been also reports, and some of these people that are astronomers, amateurs, have actually videotaped UAPs leaving the moon. Is there any information with these bases that this department has on the moon, these 4 different structures, that they've seen actual UAPs leaving or coming down to the moon?
What'd you say? Can you say that one more time? And real quick, I'm gonna go use the restroom right after I answer that.
Oh, okay. If you want to use the restroom, I'll give it a break and I'll ask you when you come back.
Awesome. I'll be right back. I'll be super quick.
I'll let her do her thing. We're not going to get into the restroom part, but yes. So okay, I'm going to just get some commentary.
That was kind of cool.
So you're getting some real disclosure here that you're not going to hear on the national news, the international news networks. You're hearing it right here, folks, on Encounters. That's why this show is number 1, because we are serious about the information, about people's encounters. James knows that very well. He knows what happened on his property one night when we did a C5 and people saw red objects behind him that were flying by. You can't make that up, We're the ones who are facilitating all this stuff to provide the truth. My radio show for 20 years is about providing disclosure. And I'm going to share with what Kedar Manka told me a while ago regarding the moon. The moon is an artificial structure. It's a base. Once Amshai comes back, I'm going to ask her, have they seen UAPs? Well, let's just say it the way it is, spaceships coming and leaving the moon. I think that's going to be very interesting, because if these structures that they have bases there, and which he just revealed, there, I would assume, and again, I don't usually assume too much, but there's a lot of people, astronomers, who've recorded spaceships leaving, or flying saucers, or UFOs, or UAPs leaving the moon, and they've recorded them. So I'm very interested to see what she'll say regarding that, if she has any information about them monitoring ET craft leaving the moon or going to the moon. I think that the moon is a base for certain extraterrestrial groups, and that they go inside the moon. And simultaneously, now we know we have bases on the moon, and we've actually been there, but not NASA. Another group has been there, and they have 4 bases on the moon that are occupied. One of them is not, but 3 of them are. So you're not going to hear this information anywhere, but I guarantee you this will be on my YouTube channel. And on next Sunday's show, we'll play the audio part of whatever we have from Amshai on my radio show next Sunday. So you're getting really, and James, this is like really important, because we didn't know. I mean, no one here would have known that there are 4 bases that have been put there on the moon by a level of our Department of Defense. I think you were saying that department.
The
So,
secret
yeah, I think
government.
that would be the case. I think Hamshai's back.
I am.
Hey, okay. So my question was, and it's fascinating, when we deal with the moon, I've seen videos by astronomers who've recorded things leaving the moon, like unknown objects or UAPs. Is there any, on those bases, has there been any confirmation? Are they aware that there are other things coming and going from the moon?
Not to my knowledge, no. But that doesn't mean
Okay.
that's, again, I'm just telling you, like, what I can say, like, as discernible truth. That's not
Right.
saying that doesn't happen. It means I have no intimate knowledge of the subject.
Okay. Okay, and that's fair enough. I know as time goes on, if you do get information about that, I'd like to get confirmation because I'm sharing what I've seen on some videos that astronomers have shown me, and it's fascinating. And I'm thinking if you have people on the moon from Earth, that they would be able to see this stuff. You know, I can't confirm it, but I can only think in my head that it would be a possibility, right?
Yeah, 100%, like 1,000,000%
Yeah,
that's possible.
yeah. So what else do you want to share with us tonight on this beautiful Sunday evening?
I've got a good bit. So I went down to New Mexico and I was at an unspecified base, and I got to see the B-21 Raider, which is, again, it's the second time I've seen it. Loved it. Super cool experience. I mean, that's a multi-billion-dollar aircraft. So
Yeah,
that's the newest line of the old B-21. So I got to
yeah.
go inside. They had fiber optics running through it, radar systems. I got to see the LSAT system on it. Super cool. Anyways, that's just me
Mm,
talking about military stuff. But I
yeah.
actually also saw the pill-like structures that I saw on that high-definition photo of the base I viewed
Hmm.
that was on the moon. So I got to see what they use. It's like these, I say pill, but like that's the best way to describe it. It's cylindrical in,
Yeah.
in nature. And it's almost like what you'd find on the ISS, but they're interchangeable.
Wow.
So there was a square compartment, there was a pill-like compartment for
Hmm.
plants. Um,
Yeah.
just cool, just them developing it. And I saw the technicians working on it at this base. So it was super cool. That's why I think it's definitely, I think the contractors came up with it. Well, I know they came up with it, the actual schematics, but the people that are working on it was at an Air Force base.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're growing plants in this enclosed area on the moon in this one compartment, correct?
Yeah, and I think it's to see I think it's really a test to see how viable they are.
Interesting. That's interesting. That's a great experiment. I would love to see how it turns out.
Yeah,
They grow some.
they're testing the content of the dust to see like, which again, there's heavy implication that there's like hollowness, not like super hollow, but like there's also implication to see like under like almost like a figurative metal shell is this hollow nature, but
Yes.
there is like this metal, like metallurgy is found. That's mixed with the soil. So their impression, the way it was described to me, is that there's a shell and it's an empty shell. So you know how like the Earth has a shell, but it has
Yeah.
stuff inside, like a molten core, under the
Right.
crust. It's not like that,
Well,
which
well,
isn't
it'd be
normal.
kind of funny though if they found out that the moon, which I already know to be, which is a actual artificial structure.
Yeah, it would. We also got some signals from a diamond shaped craft off the East Coast. Yeah.
Really? When was
It was
that?
it was a transmission. It's being decoded right now. I think there's 2 days left until I get a response about like what's going on. It's still being decrypted, but it was a signal, like how we have, how like a ham radio would operate.
Yeah, like
Same
ham
thing.
radio.
Same thing.
I used to be a ham radio operator, so I understand that. And I know you need to go to sleep and all, but with that said about the diamond, is that part of the same grouping of diamond type craft that we talked about on one of our shows, or is
Yes.
that something different?
Yes. 1,000,000% yes. And
Okay.
we only have like a couple occupational quantum radar systems, so about like 5 or 6. And so when we weren't getting radar data on these things, it's because traditional radar wasn't working, but
Yeah.
quantum radar was. And we didn't know that.
What is quantum radar, by the way?
Okay, so I want to explain it simply. So it utilizes quantum mechanics. So quantum mechanics is a branch of physics that typically deals with the behavior of particles on a very quantum level. So you can think of that as super small. So like where things such as superposition or entanglement occur, right? So now it's envisioned, or really the main envisionment, it's not fully perfected, but it uses these properties in order to enhance detection, resolution, stealth. So like how traditional radar have a cross section, right, of things they can detect. Okay, so like whenever there's a F-35 flying around, and say we're trying to find it, the cross section will be practically the size of rice, so very small. Now with quantum radar, that idea is thrown out the window. We can detect everything, anything, regardless of the stealth capability, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So, such as like a spy craft. It's not a spy craft anymore. Because, even if they're able to, evade conventional radar systems, that doesn't work with quantum radar. So.
Interesting. And have you heard anything? There's all these things going around, which I don't read anything on the internet. I try to keep my information clear so I can communicate with my off-planet contact. Have you heard anything about October 4th, or people asking me questions, and I say I have no answers for you except I don't feel anything's happening on the 4th of October. They're reading things about something that's going to be detrimental or whatever to our planet. I've not gotten any information at all. I don't feel anything. So I'm not sure that you do either, but I figured I'd throw that out to you.
Not that I know of. No. Are you talking about isn't that the day of the systems they're testing or whatever?
Supposedly
the emergency system test.
A system test. What's that, James? What are you saying?
It's the test of the emergency broadcast system.
Oh, okay. That's all it is.
So when the fall of man happens shortly, they'll be able to let everybody know.
Yeah. So there's nothing happening October 4th. It's just like 2012 when, getting up to 2012. I remember everybody on the internet was going, oh, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Everything's going to happen. And too many people were, duped by people who have opinions and viewpoints and agendas that weren't true. And that's why I try to keep myself clear in my contact when I give you information, because my contact is telepathic and I don't channel anything. So I've had that ability since before we had internet. So when I can provide you information, I love doing that for you, Amshai. If I get anything, I'll tell you right off the bat too.
Yeah, and something else. I have two more things, and I'm trying to go quick because I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit drunk.
That's okay.
Sorry, I don't know if that's allowed on
That's
TikTok.
okay.
You're definitely doing all right.
I don't want to slip up. I don't want to slip up and tell you too much.
Well, if you do slip up, I mean, if you're top secret, we'll keep it secret.
So we actually detected DMS, which I think in the public they'd already announced, but we actually had some actual samples from the James Webb sent to a contractor that I'm working with now, and thankfully I'm under a dual enrollment system, so I'm allowed to work on certain satellite instrumentation. I'm getting a degree in material sciences right now. They're paying for the whole thing.
Good.
I'm super excited about that. I'll tell you right now. I won't start, but it's a super. I got offered some super cool experiences, and I'll be able to work with metamaterial paint that we're utilizing.
Cool.
Okay, so anyways, we detected DMS, which is dimethyl sulfide. Now, if you're not familiar with what dimethyl sulfide is, I'm going to give it to everybody simply. So that's a chemical that is only produced in the atmospheres of planets that have living organisms, right? So we detected that on 3 planets. Now, to public knowledge, it's only one. I think they announced it. I'm sure if you look it up, you'll see. I don't know the planet, but I got official confirmation in New Mexico, which I went to I'll go ahead and tell you, I went to a Lockheed Martin facility. Yeah, I got a run through of a lot of technology. I'm going to hold out on some of it right now because I don't want to give away all the secrets.
You can save it for another broadcast. That's right.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, one of the, I'll say, feats in aviation can go around the Earth in less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah.
Well,
Oh
that's
yeah, if they
crazy.
can go to Jupiter in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, probably less than that, but that's like just,
That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I
I
mean, you
mean,
could drop and it's fully stealth, so you could drop a nuke, say it was somebody else, one of their own nuclear silos that blew up or whatever. But yeah, back
yeah.
to the dimethyl sulfide thing. Yeah, it's detected in 3
Whoa, is
planets.
that a scenario that they've prepped you for? Oh boy.
I can't talk about the training exercise.
She's
Holy
a little bit.
shit.
She's a little bit
Sorry.
tipsy here, folks. So we might be getting a little bit more than we expected.
I'm sorry. We'll move on past. We'll move on past. Yeah.
What is this
But
black
also, I'm
car
sorry. Don't
showing up
forget.
in front of my house?
But seriously speaking, I'm sorry. Don't forget to send me those photos of the stuff on the moon.
I'm so sorry. I was supposed to send you those border control videos, but I've been taking flights every day. I
know you have.
So I apologize.
That's why I kind of left it alone. But if you do get a chance in the next day or two, the moon pictures, I want to put those on my YouTube channel. I want to disclose that information to the public, and also the other thing that you were going to send me.
Yeah, I've got my day off, so we should be good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you get that to me, I'll do the work here because you're taking the time to give me top secret information. I will make sure it's properly put on so people can know the truth. Give like a storyline about it, and I'll just put it together myself here.
Yeah, and Tuesday I'm supposed to be going to Rhode Island at a naval base. Or naval
Really?
station.
Whoa,
Yeah.
wild.
You should come. You should come and visit me at my house with my family. We'll invite you for dinner.
I've got to keep my anonymity or anonymous.
I know. I would, if you did come, I would not say anything, but we wouldn't even go on live. But I'm just so if you're ever in the area, you are invited. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I'm going to Newport.
If you need to run and escape, you got a spot with any of us.
Right.
I'm actually supposed to be going to Florida eventually, but I don't know where.
Well, Newport's pret's cool. You're gonna like Newport.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be there for about 3 or 4 days.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm getting a tour of some new barometer systems and gyroscopes. Typical satellite stuff. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And also some big news. I met with some people, and I got shown some evidence that they provided the Inspector General. And guess what? Good for the public. There is going to be a disclosure statement or a statement from the government that is very important in progress in 2024. 100. Really? Yeah. I was excited. I've been sitting on that for until actually the day after I talked to y'all. So I was very excited to share that with y'all. I messaged you. Disclosure sped up.
And this is breaking news. This is CNN doesn't have this. NBC, Fox, BBC, CBC, or NEC. We have that information firsthand here on Encounters. And you all heard it first right here. You're not going to hear it tomorrow morning on CNN. I guarantee you won't. Hey, thank you, Amshai. That's really great news.
And, they had provided basically an ultimatum. They had actually a system in place, a website, two of these people. And this is and I was kind of shocked to hear this because this is pretty risky. And they set up a website or a URL that's supposed to come online. And from a backup drive, no matter what happens in that date, if requirements aren't made or met by the government, there's going to be classified documentation, video, and photo of not only from our deep space satellites, signal transmission, UAPs from sublevels of bases, or Lockheed Martin bases and Raytheon bases, but released to that URL. So those conditions, and they're not going to risk that. So those conditions are 100% going to be met. And conditions, to my knowledge, is verifiable proof of non-human intelligence existence, declassification of certain compartmentalized information regarding where they come from, and admittance of the subject. So, basically, they have to admit they've been working on it for 80 years now.
Now, is this URL an activated URL? Is it not activated yet?
No, not
yet.
Not
activated.
If the date is met, if the date is met.
Okay. Interesting.
And how
That's
close
breaking
are
news.
you to
That's
the
really
person
important.
that's doing this?
I have the number on my phone.
Did you
That
say have their
is
number on your phone?
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep that top secret.
You
But in
go,
terms of the
girl.
information, that is information that really has not been publicized. And Shai is releasing it right here on our show. So this show's got recorded. I'll play the portion of the whole thing with Shai. I'm going to put that on our radio show, the recording of this show next Sunday. So if you miss any of this, it'll be on my radio show, which has been on for 20 years on NPR Pacifica Radio. It'll be on there next Sunday morning. It'll also be on YouTube, the recorded show, and on Facebook. So if you miss it and you have Facebook, you can watch it. You can watch this show also on YouTube, the recorded version. That's really amazing, Shai. That's really, really positive news.
Yeah, I actually watched, I think I told you, but I watched a remote viewing process happen, and they had some interactions outside of the facility. So
So
I got to see.
what kind of interaction?
I actually got to theorize what they were, but beings of light, as that like circular balls of light, almost reminiscent of a sun, and they were amber, blue, and we had a red or a yellow. Yeah, and so they had used this thing that was like a cylinder. It's called a Cosrod mirror. I think I've talked about it here, and it was like a cylinder, and the guy walked into it, and you can use it. You can use it for astral projection, OBEs,
Really?
which if anybody doesn't know, out of body experiences, and remote viewing. And so they had done this protocol. I didn't see the protocol. I know they had documentation of how it's supposed to be met. And basically, it was a. I'm not going to say the person or where he's from, but
we don't have to say the person, but just what the information is. Hawaii.
He's from a certain like agency, but so he's like, so for reference, he's done this before multiple times. So he had this meditation experience in a sensory deprivation tank, which they have about six of them. And there's one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right. I assume for multiple experiments to be going at one time to see how they interact. And so he had gone into the sensory deprivation tank, totally naked, walked out totally naked. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's allowed on TikTok.
I think you can say that as long as we don't get into. Yeah. I think that's all right.
As long as you don't show anybody naked.
Yeah.
Right.
Unclothed.
Then I'd be in trouble.
And the room was directly adjoining. It's in this I don't know what the material is, but there's no echo, no reverberation. I got a tour of it. I didn't get to go in the device itself or in the sensory room, but I got to see the room. It had a couple apparatuses. I don't know what they were. I assume for technicians. And he had done this 30-minute meditation session, and they had this frequency going on. I don't know what it was, but like it's like this really low hum. And then he got out, laid on his side, on his left side, for about 10 minutes, and he, while his eyes were closed, was guided into the I guess, I don't really know what to call it. I guess the Cosrod mirror is the best way to call it. He sat down, and he closed the door, and that's the last I saw him. But for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, I didn't have an accurate gauge on time. There was no way to track the people that were actually running it.
Wait, you personally didn't have a gauge of time?
No.
You lost time?
So
yeah.
So whatever the guy was doing was affecting everybody?
Yeah. In a certain radius, yeah. The room that we were in was adjoining by a glass pane. It's reinforced glass. And so I got to watch at the command line. And so the command line had everything monitoring his biopsy and the conditions in the actual tank. Like, so it had the dew point, the temperature of the tank itself, some other things I just didn't understand. I mean,
what was the temperature?
It was really low. I'll be able to get back to you on that next time I talk.
Yeah. So when you're in that room, this is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show, and I'm Shai. Our guest is our friend and with the DOD, a department of the DODs. And so when you were in that room and you lost time, that's really wild.
Did everybody else experience that?
No. Only me and 3 technicians. The person on command line didn't. Which leads me to believe, and By the way, I think it was like 35 degrees Celsius. I just don't want to say for
Okay.
sure.
Oh,
Okay.
so it was like 90 degrees, 80 degrees.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
sorry, what was I saying?
You were saying you lost
The
time.
guy that wasn't affected,
Yes, the main person on the
the
command
one
line.
that was trained not to be affected.
I don't know what it was or how he wasn't affected, but it almost seemed
Yeah.
like a haze, right? So imagine like you're. It's really hard to describe. Like you're daydreaming almost. Yeah, that's a really good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah,
very
like,
tired. Yeah, and you're daydreaming.
Wow.
That's how the time felt to pass. So like what was 30 minutes felt like maybe 5 or 10.
Wow.
wow.
That's wild
I think we've all experienced that before.
on some level.
Yeah, but it felt
And
induced. Like that was a byproduct of what was going on. And they even
Yeah.
showed me I don't know what the chart was. I mean, I really don't. It was really hard to I mean, I got a lot of statistic and logistics I had to look at. So it was just a little
Yeah.
confusing. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. You got to take time and read it, and that really is important.
And I couldn't really do that because that would just like look weird. On top of me
So
being an already shy person.
We'll let you get take time to read up. You got so much information on your head with all this stuff that it takes time to read it. There's no way you're gonna be able to just jumble it all up that way. That's really wild.
Oh, yeah. There were
You know.
2 instances of circular, what I can only describe as like sun-like, very small things that were pulsing, breathing almost, like I would say, outside of the facility. And what had happened?
Okay,
Is these blue lights turned on. It was like in the command line that we were in, and they started breathing, like humming, like not like the bings, but like the lights above switched color to blue, and they were very slowly. I couldn't tell you the increments of time because my time was all messed up. I actually had a headache right after, but and it was like breathing. It was like
breathing.
so, Sean, do you think the time slip was caused by this guy?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe it was the
maybe, or the crafts outside, maybe.
It wasn't really a craft though. It was just pure light. And the way that the person described it to me, he said that we just can't view whatever it was without being in a different altered state of consciousness.
Oh.
So like what we were saying is what we can only see as humans. Right?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's confirming that what we've said, that we can't, visually see into that Christ consciousness dimension, but we can see it, but we can't see it.
Yeah. He said that that's how like a majority of things are, like, like hearing, we can't hear certain things, or in a certain volume and frequency like helps with the process. And he even said that some people are more apt to this. So like those people who like see quote unquote like, or experience spiritual things like a lot of
audience.
What'd you say?
Our audience, pretty much.
Yeah. There are more people. There are people that are like have the aptitude for it. So like when they're trying to find this stuff, it's easy, and people might make it seem like it's a little crazy. And they even read me in on this program from the 70s, and it's a gateway program. So like study of getting into these, I'll say, realms of reality, I guess is the best way to put it. So people that were, number one, there was a couple characteristics that had to be met. They have to have sociopathic tendencies. They have to be the firstborn son or daughter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they have to be apt to this type of experience. They have to have migraines consistently. They have to have reported events that happened around them. Those were about 6 of the things that had conditions that had to be met in order for them to be involved in this program. And from my knowledge, the program is still going on. So it's just under a different name.
I think there's people that can relate with that probably.
Yeah, I'm sure some people in the room here in our show.
Or they have no recollection of it when they grow older.
Yeah.
They might have memories, but they seem like dreams.
That's probably right. Now, do we have people that are, maybe we've talked about this before, and I think we might have, but I don't know that I remember doing this. Do we have an active Stargate where we are going. I used to watch that series called Stargate, and the Air Force, they had a facility where they had a Stargate, and they would go through it to another place. I remember a whole movie where these guys went, and the scientist, and he met the woman he loved in this other world in the Stargate, and there was they had problems with some other stuff going on there. Do we have like an active Stargate where we are able to go, and that Stargate's like a wormhole where it takes us to another planet?
Not that I know. And they're
Okay.
experimenting with ideas of like it's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad, like the experiments, like.
Wait, when you said they've been experimenting with the idea of your live paused.
Did you pause your live, or did it pause itself?
No, I was talking.
No.
Experimenting with like big jumps in space, right?
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
like
okay.
reality. And they've tried it locally, like on Earth, and it just I'm gonna make it like less graphic. Either they aren't there anymore, right? Not in like not on Earth or wherever no one knows where they are, or they're subsequently fused with, or I have to describe it so it's like TikTok friendly.
Okay.
Mushed. Mushed.
Mushed into another dimension?
Yeah, mushed.
Well, not like into another dimension. Like they're
still on Earth, but in another time period.
They're not together anymore. Like they're.
Oh, you mean like disintegrated, like kaplowed?
Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could say kaplowed.
We can say kaplow.
Yeah.
We still have the ability to say certain things.
Yeah, and it's like they have like burns on them. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And this is is this from the speed, or is it from the energy used to try to do this?
I think it's the energy. It wasn't explained to me, so this is all my opinion right here, like what I'm saying right now at this point. I think my best guess is the energy output is just too much and too unpredictable, and we don't have a means of harnessing it efficiently.
Yeah.
Right, Iron Man with the Infinity Stones.
Well, it deals with quantum like information systems, so like entanglement and stuff. That's like the processes that are being utilized. So again, we're not, we're pretty like sophisticated when it comes to those ideas, but we're like still not able to move planets in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm still hooked on this guy that was laying on the floor doing astral projections and
that was interesting.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Well, interesting enough, they had a piece of equipment that showed when he was actually in that altered state of consciousness. Like, so when he detached from his body, almost in a sense. And it lit up. And like the chart steadily grew at like a pretty, not like an exponential rate, but at a pretty steady rate. And almost like how eased he was. And the way that it was described to me is like you're putting your body to sleep, but you're fighting your consciousness to stay awake.
Wow.
Yeah.
So would you go as far as saying that there might be some type of like meta-human type people?
What is your definition of that?
Maybe like people that can use telekinesis or I don't know, move things or implant thoughts into people's brains, telepathy, stuff like that. Move things or implant stuff like that. Move things or implant. Whoa,
hey,
that was weird.
James, your audio is... He's having trouble with his audio. James, your thing is repeating.
No, it's not mine. It's Shy's.
Oh, Shy's? Okay.
Her voice changer's fritzing out.
Uh-oh.
She probably had to... Whoa.
Possible government interference with our broadcast.
They didn't want us talking about that.
No, I think she's here. Yeah, I think she'll come back. We got her back. She had a
Yeah, it was
technical
just
thing
she was
happen.
stuck in a loop.
No, they don't have to. She's with us.
My
Hey,
stuff.
welcome back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened.
Now you're good.
Yeah. So where was I? I think I was saying
We
something.
were
Oh yeah,
talking
you
about the
asked.
You're
people with
talking about
Yeah,
telekinesis and
metahuman.
telepathy, not so much, but implanting conscious ideas into somebody's head, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
wow. And they're doing it. Do you think they have it? Does it have to be done on an individual scale, or can they do it on a mass scale?
I think it's individual. Well, it's definitely individual. Yeah.
Okay. So it'll
And
take
it's
them a while to
suggestions.
get to all of us.
It's suggestions more like, not like not like making or forcing, but the person might think that it's, optional, but like there's heavy implication from the person that's doing these processes.
Are
Interesting.
are certain people more susceptible to that than others?
Yeah, and certain people are less susceptible. Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh
I
wow,
guess it
yeah.
depends on the individual, James. Like each individual is different. Like
Yeah, like
person
some
that
people
10 other
can't be
people.
hypnotized.
They told me that there was like this lock on the best way that's how they described it. They said that there was this figurative lock on humans and what we're allowed to do almost. Like, and they said like almost like as if it was placed on us. So like when we're talking about
Huh.
consciousness, there are certain things they have to get past, right? So like, somebody, you can't do it like idly, like when you're walking. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
put yourself in a situation. That's one of those gates, right? That's one of those gates. But somebody figured out, a long time ago, that meditating can induce this, right? That gets past one of the
And
figurative
yeah,
blocks,
resonating with the sounds and stuff.
figurative blocks that have been, pushed on us. So yeah, there's like this weird. They don't have a conclusion, but there's this weird idea that we we're getting locked from certain processes for some reason.
And are we being locked from those processes? This is only my theory by certain groups of extraterrestrials or
By
someone else within the
Earthbound.
government.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So wait, so you said that somebody told you there's these constraints,
Yeah,
correct?
the person that actually did the out of body
So
experience in front of us.
he
Yeah.
so he said there's these constraints. I wonder, but like you said, that somebody's putting on us, and
Yeah.
it's
Somebody or
almost
something.
that's weird.
Or maybe it's just in our biology that it was done.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's
that's what I
I asked him
think.
a couple questions. I asked him two
yeah.
questions. What does he feel? And why can the average person not do it? And
Okay, that's a good question.
to the question like, what do you feel? He said, I feel like myself, but like just detached from my body. He said, it's like it's omnidirectional, so he can see everywhere all at once.
Right.
He can put his consciousness out into an environment and beacon it almost. And that's how he described that. And then the other thing, he said that it just takes intense training, and some people are more apt to it, and others are not.
Sure. I
Yeah.
mean, he's getting paid to train 10 hours a day,
Yeah.
and the normal person has to work and, maybe can meditate for an hour.
Yeah. Interesting. And it really is based, and this is Encounters for all the new people. This is our late night #1 UFO talk show on any media, be it CNN, TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube. This is the place to be. And welcome everybody to the show. Our guest is Shai, and she's with the DOD, a department of the DOD with high security clearance. And this show is recorded. It's not recorded now, but it is being recorded and will be on my YouTube channel by tomorrow. So if you missed the show, you'll be able to hear the whole interview with Shai on recording and all the disclosed information that we're being provided by her tonight and this morning. Actually, this morning, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So there's a lot of things that are going on. And now we also know from people that are just coming in that 2024, there's going to be a definite disclosure of things.
Well, Yeah.
Can you recap on that? I know we have a lot of new
It's
people
more
in
going to be
here.
a statement, acknowledgement, and a little bit, right? There's going to be more, obviously, but everything in terms of getting more than you ever have before, yes. In terms of getting everything, no.
Yeah. So we're going to get some things, but they're not going to open the big bottle and say, here it is. But they're going to play this little by little thing, right?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Which
Hey,
is better than
Sky,
getting nothing.
Mm-hmm.
are they building underground hyperloop technology?
They already have it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, they have subway systems underground that are like bullet trains. Yeah.
Across the nation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Oh
these
my gosh!
underground, what James talking about, these underground transport systems, are they like tubular structures that
Yeah, it's a
travel?
hyperloop.
Yeah.
Now, this Hyperloop, can it go all over the world underground, or is it just going within the U.S.?
Just the U.S.
Okay.
And it can
And do
go
those Hyperloops go to?
hundreds of miles per hour, right?
Do they,
Faster. They could go faster if they wanted. Yeah. I
are they
couldn't tell you the
connected?
exact speeds. I know they're there. I've seen it. Yeah, that's probably like a given fact. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Are
just
those
wanted to
Hyperloop?
make sure I was right.
Yeah. Now that's interesting, James. You brought that up. Are the Hyperloops able? Are they connected with all the main military bases around the country?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. The White House even. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
whoa!
That
Yeah.
is
They
very
wouldn't use.
interesting.
If the president had to really, really be
You heard
somewhere,
it here.
He wouldn't go Air Force One. He'd go there.
You know, on a Hyperloop.
Well,
So
that's
on a
not
Hyperloop,
official term.
where would they take the president if he left the White House on a Hyperloop?
A sub level of a military infrastructure, most likely, in a bunker.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. I just learned
Oh,
something here. Thank you, James, for asking that question.
there's probably a bunch of places that are code alpha for him to be able to go, huh?
Oh, probably like first option, probably like 12. Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
wow. 12 different options.
Yeah.
Okay, as president, I have 12 options, folks. I want to go to option number 2. That
Whichever
way
one's
nobody will know
closest
where
to
I
the
am.
beach.
That'll be Holloman Air Force Base, most likely.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, calm down now, Shy.
Sorry, I'm
You.
done. I'm done. I'm done.
I'll
About
keep
Holloman Air
you in
Force Base.
check.
No, don't keep her too much in check. We're talking about disclosure.
That's true.
She's all right. She's all right. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm shy. I'll get those as soon as you get those photos to me with some description. I'll get those and disclose those to the public right away.
Well, I'm probably
Hey,
gonna head out. Oh, wait, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say one last thing because I was just recapping on your story.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
hovering technology, this levitating technology that they were used to moving cargo.
Yeah, the
Do you
cargo
see
system.
that come? Do you see that coming to the public eye anytime soon?
Definitely not any. Well, I couldn't say definitely. Because sometimes they'll surprise you with what they'll release. Like the
Yeah.
semiconductor, that was like Fed. So we had stuff like that already. So like
Mm-hmm.
they'll feed sometimes. It's very unpredictable. It really
Mm-hmm.
depends on what's most advantageous for them at that certain point in time. So that's the best answer I'd be able to give you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And lastly, the UAP, the diamond shaped craft that we spoke about earlier. As you get more definitive information, whenever that is, please share it with us because I'd love to know what what they decode from that UAP, which has got
Yeah.
intelligence, beings on it of some sort, and they're doing some communications. So there's something going on there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Shy.
Yeah.
Before you go, it seems like all of your dreams are coming true. And I just want you to know that I hope everything that you've looked for and wanted is finally happening for you. And I'm so proud and happy for you.
Yeah. Really.
Thank you so much. That means the world. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
I know that you're excited about the school and,
Yeah.
everything in the position. And, hey, hopefully cosmically we all helped you manifest that a little bit in your
I
life.
hope so.
I didn't have a lot of drive, I guess, before like I kind of came here. So I can definitely I definitely attribute like some of my success to y'all. So like I'm kind of forever like in gratitude because I built a lot of confidence and like even like this community like kind of helped. Well, I'm kind of shy. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, and
Yeah.
like kind of talking about this, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of go on with this kind of information in my head. So like I appreciate y'all so much.
Well,
Oh
you know
man,
what
I
that
mean,
is? That's the energy, the vibe.
the vibes. And you know what? I'm
You
shy.
change your
People had to
vibe.
push me to get on TikTok. I knew it existed, but I've been doing radio for 20 years. Said TikTok. I heard all these things about it. I said, oh, I don't know. But I actually am glad I got on here. I think there's a reason we all got on here. And the reason I'm doing this show and the reason you connected with us, I think there's a certain universal thing that connects people. And I think we were connected for a reason, all of us. You, me, James, all the people
Yeah.
that are here. And as our community of this show grows, it's really important. This show is really the place where we are talking about real things, and we are having people share their, being abducted or whether it had a good contact experience or visitations. I've heard so many stories on here. That's just as important as the information you give, because now people are sharing their stories about being taken on a ship or having an encounter in the bedroom with space beings. I mean, you're not going to hear that on CNN News, that's for sure.
There's something important I forgot to mention.
Okay.
People are getting abducted now by the government still. I forgot to tell you that.
On a larger scale?
Abducted?
Yeah, like we had a military operations over Peru. So they actually believe that stuff is happening in Peru right now. As well as Air Force has a special division, which I'm not going to name, but like that are still abducting people and leaving them with scars. They particularly take plasma and red blood cells. For whatever reason, I don't know. My best bet is to scare people still and provide disinformation. They do that in the U.S., but they also do it in other places as well. So like China, Russia.
Really?
And the Chinese government has intimate knowledge about it as well.
They do. So our government has a special division that is like in Peru. What's really going in Peru is that we are doing these things and abducting people there and also in the United States too, correct?
Well, in Peru, I can't tell you that for sure, but there is definitely a little bit more than Misa either that's going on.
Yeah.
But everywhere else,
crazy.
But it's all done by humans, not ETs.
Yeah, I think they're trying to scare people. I think they're using that as a way to utilize like the fear of these to get people on the government side. So yeah.
Woo!
And what happens if that whole concept of them trying to get people by doing this to be afraid and go with the government? Do you think the government is now? Is that a part of the government that doesn't want disclosure, that wants to keep it secret?
Well, they're technically the same thing, right? So when we're talking about like parts, there are people that are more advocating, but the reason that they're disclosing now is because they have to. I mean, they have a deadline that they have to meet. They have to start making preparations now. And if they do not, there will be severe repercussions, right? And so when we're talking about...
No, I was going to say,
let her finish.
They also have to make preparations now because there's going to be contact very soon. And also you mentioned the diamond shaped craft. Those are of, I believe, the forces that I deal with, which are the ones that want us to not blow up our planet or use nuclear weapons. So they have to deal with that aspect. So now they're doing this campaign of abductions of humans because there's other things happening they have no control of now.
Yep, and I think they're using that as a way to get people on the government side. So whatever they decide to do, like, beef up military spending or, just have general public support, because that's like an essential thing that they need in order to succeed. That's kind of their reasoning for that. But I didn't think it was so on. I knew that they had programs like that in the 80s and 70s in which they were actually partaking, but I didn't think they would be engaging in a level of, and there's even more. I mean, level of immorality that I've kind of witnessed in the past week. It's a little ridiculous.
I'm glad you disclosed that. People need to know that, and you're hearing it right here. We're looking to make sure that's on YouTube. We're going to play the whole show on my show next Sunday to my FM audience and my internet audience. on NPR radio. So we'll get that out there too. It's really wrong. Now, I mean, this riles me up in a way that it's just wrong. But the reason they're doing it is also because, what better way to make people think that the coming so-called galactic forces that are here, that are coming much more now to come here for purpose, they're going to make it look like, oh, that's the invasion. These positive, space people are coming here to connect with us. They're the ones we have to stop. And I think that's part of that scenario. I can't prove it or anything, but what other way would you try to get people afraid of extraterrestrial intelligence than by creating this situation and doing this to people on our own planet by people that are being paid to do this? How could they have a consciousness on their head and do this to other
The
people?
New World Order.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little disheartening. I mean, like,
It is.
especially viewing it like, this is a serious like issue, like in terms of morality, because the documentation that I viewed was so multifaceted that it hasn't been just like this year that they've been doing it, or like last year. They've been doing it every single year since like 1962 or 5.
You're talking about the abductions or something else?
Quote unquote abductions. I mean, them doing this.
Are they doing abductions using some ETs with them or no?
No, it's synthetic. So they're a synthetic. I hate to call them robots, but I mean, they're like $300 billion robots, and they're the same ones each time. And they have synthetic material that's literally chicken skin. That's gray, and they do the textbook movie description. It's like they're beings that are 4'5" to 5'6" on max. There's about 10 of them.
Yeah.
With the same exact craft each time that are doing the same exact things.
So,
and they're controlled.
So it's like a robot from Boston Dynamics with an AI in it, is what you're saying.
Well, not necessarily AI. They're still being controlled. I mean,
they're being controlled.
But like they're not being viewed that much. It's like just very, like you're out of consciousness sort of, but you're regaining consciousness back and forth to like the stuff that they're doing. So like and so it doesn't really matter how efficiently that they worked, because they've just drugged the person up anyways. And there is a human operator. I mean, there's a human operator there.
There's somebody operating and controlling these synthetic creations or robots or whatever you want to call them.
Well, it's an anesthesiologist. So they're just doping, they're pumping him full of certain things to keep him at that. They have a monitor to gauge their heart rate to make sure that they don't die. They have an IV hooked up to him, saline fluid. They even give him this drug. What's it called? They use it for PTSD experiments. I'll figure out what the drug is and I'll give you the name. It's highly legal, if not used with an IV.
Well, what a way to end the show tonight. I mean, that's totally wrong. It's been going on. The abduction scenario has been going on since the 60s. I was only a kid then. I didn't know what that word meant, but you're right. That's totally wrong. It should be stopped. Well, hopefully with the disclosure of that, there'll be pressure for that to stop. I don't know how it's going to be stopped, but it needs to stop.
One more time, I'm sorry. You said that there's a group of people that have contacted the government and told them that if they don't do more disclosure, they're going to release some secret documents they have.
Well, it's 2 people. Yeah, that's 2 people. There's
2 people.
I mean, there are still more people. There's like I couldn't give you an exact number, but I'd say between 19 and 25 people that have come to the Inspector General that are legacy program members, and and the two people that I'm talking about were directors of certain programs.
Oh, did one of them have lunch with Elon Musk?
No. One of them is a senior director and one of them is a deputy director of 2 alternate programs. One taking place out of the Air Force, and one taking place out of a contractor.
Interesting.
So are these guys now under like whistleblower protection?
Yes, they are.
Oh, good.
Okay. But that isn't like, when you hear whistleblower protection, that's just liability from getting in trouble for what you're releasing. But
that's not saying they can't send the Men in Black.
if that's what you
I
like
don't
to
think they
call
have to.
them.
I don't think they have to worry about that.
You know what I'm. You know
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah,
Tony Soprano.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nah, that won't happen. These people know what they're doing.
Well, I appreciate you guys for having me on. It's
Yeah,
been a great
definitely. Let you
experience.
get some rest. You know,
Hopefully,
it's
I've got.
always a pleasure. You know, and congratulate you. Got so much on your plate that you have so much to learn and
Yeah,
going to,
thanks for
all
giving
the
us
things you're
your
doing.
time.
Yeah,
No,
You
100%.
listen, guys. Her time is so valuable. Send her a few gifts. If she doesn't need the gifts, send them to Commander because
Yeah,
this
send
is
him to Commander. Send him to Commander. I want him to have the
send
gift.
them. Send her gifts because guys, this is some real deal stuff, and you're never gonna hear it anywhere
thank
else.
you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all the gifts. I'm shy said she doesn't need any gifts, and I appreciate that. I'm shy. We just appreciate you. You're a gift in many ways
Yes,
since we became friends,
and I
and
know your time is precious, so we really thank you.
yeah,
Thank y'all so much.
always.
Y'all have a great rest of y'all's night. Okay.
You
All
too.
right,
And
bye.
I'll look forward to you sending me those photos and information, and I'll get that
Let her
right out
go.
there.
She's got to go to bed.
I'm just reminding her because she's a little bit
Just
tipsy.
just log out.
It's okay. I wrote it down in my notepad, so I make sure
Oh,
to
good.
say
There you go. There you go.
bye bye
Okay, I'm
y'all.
shy. Hey, take care. Peace. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you for the
Whoa.
galaxies. I appreciate that, everybody. I'm shy is gone. We're going to end our broadcast a little
Wait,
after 1 in the morning. This show
Chucker.
is This show, James knows, this show has been recorded. It will be on YouTube tomorrow. It'll be on my Facebook tomorrow. And yeah, so I want to thank everybody. Please send us some gifts if you support the work we're doing for disclosure and our contact here that comes on with new information. You're not going to hear this information anywhere else, but we're going to get out there tomorrow. I promise we'll get on YouTube. And please let people know about our YouTube channel. Ashtar Command Spaceship News is my YouTube channel. We'll put it on there and also on Facebook. And of course, those are the two major areas that will be, so you can watch the whole show if you so choose to. So please, before we go, any gifting, please become a subscriber. I have 24 subscribers out of 100. I'm looking to get 100 subscribers to my show. You can do monthly subscriptions if you want. So I'm really going to push this now. It takes a lot of work to do what we do here and make the commitments we do here. And I'm committed to this show 1000%. And I appreciate all the love, the community of viewers from all over the place coming here on a regular basis. So if you have TikTok coins or you want to do Venmo, my Cash App is Venmo. Just go on to my profile page. You'll see the link to the Venmo, and you can donate whatever you want on Venmo tonight. That's a really quick way of doing it. But also, please gift right now before we go. We're going to have a gifting period. Yeah,
Pass the bucket.
definitely.
Pass the bucket. Pass the
As I say,
bucket.
pass the bucket, the
Pass the bucket.
virtual bucket around. So let's see some stuff on the screen. We're going to let people do some gifting right now.
I
If you
sent a
don't have
pizza. I
pizza.
sent
If
a
you don't have
pizza.
a bunch of TikTok coins, that's okay too. We appreciate you being here. Those that do have the ability to do Venmo, go to my Cash App or subscriber, become a subscriber. Good night, James. Please do that. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Grace, thanks for being here with us. Hopi, love, thank you for the blue. So as anyone wants to come in, I want to see who's going to outdo everybody else with gifting right now. So we're going to have a gifting battle. That's the only time I have a battle, and that's a positive thing, is a gifting battle. There'll still be a lot of fun. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. Hopi Love is doing some more gifting of blue. We love the on blue. So she's Skip to Grace is doing roses. Thank you, Skip to Grace. So we got on blue roses down. We got a donut. I'm hungry. James knows I love donuts. Denise is doing roses. Thank you for the rose. Every little gift counts here. So we got roses, donuts. Oh, we got good night for you. We got a good night. That's cool. Thank you for that, late. We appreciate that. Hope you love is coming back with a blue again. Man, she's really coming up with the blue. Asher sending roses. Thank you, Asher, for the roses. So much. Laura, Chicago, thanks for being a subscriber. Yogi 305, Asher, unbelievable. We got a bunch of roses coming from Yogi. He might beat out the rose people. He's got 14, 15, 16. Gosh almighty, 19, 20. Hope Love is sending on blue again. We got 25 roses. Man, I'm going to have to get a big, big vase for that. Thank you. I'm getting I feel like a king. I'm getting a crown. This is crazy. I got it down to earth, down in the rabbit hole is sending me 17 roses. I'm going to have to plant a garden. This is crazy. What else is going to happen here? I have a feeling there's going to be some other crazy TikTok gifts popping up on the screen. I might have to stay on here for a few minutes. Another rose, skip to Grace, another rose. The roses are really doing good here. What else can happen? Any pizza pies? Oh, lightning. Oh, Susan got me. Oh, the stingrays. Those are cool. Not those stingrays. Those are, what do they call those things? Man, my mind is going on me tonight. When you're at the beach. Anyway, we have lightning bolts. Let me go backwards. I think I know what it is. Jellyfish, glowing jellyfish. You know, those jellyfish are great. The Earth, Victoria sent me the planet Earth. I got 4 of them. I always knew there was more than one planet Earth. I'm getting more planet Earths. I got 2, 3, 4. Victoria's sending more. Another 1. Man, I'm going to be going off planet pretty good tonight. And I'll come back in the morning. I'll wake up from the journey. Hey, thank you everybody for being here. I really love you all. Please subscribe. You can be a monthly subscriber. I guess you can subscribe for as many months as you want. Yeah, I have 25 of 100. Thank you for the melon. That's great. You know, I love melon. I love watermelon too, as people know. But become a subscriber. There'll be a thing where you see 25 of 100 in the star area. You can become a subscriber. And I guess as you press it, if you press the star thing, it says join my live community now. And you can become a subscriber. So you're able to definitely do that. And we'd love to have, thank you so much for the Earth. You know, love your Mother Earth. When we 9 more planets of the Earth. So I'm going to get out of here, man, because it's time for me to go off planet. Thanks for everybody being here. We want to thank I'm Shy, my co-host James. Everybody will be back on tomorrow night with another edition, a Tiny Deanie. Oh, thank you for that. We'll have another edition of Encounters, and you too can be guests on our show. If you have 200 plus followers, we can have you on our show, and we'll be discussing your UFO sightings, encounters, visitations, everything related to the subject. So please follow and like. Definitely follow me on TikTok, Commander Allion 2022. If you follow me now, I can definitely follow you guys back. And so we want to just thank everybody for being here. Take care, be well, be blessed, and keep your eyes to the skies.